All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am not sure if this is actually live. I was told it's supposed to be 1v1 Shadow Fiend versus Shadow Fiend mid, a coin toss only to decide sides, but they've remade the game, they've started the game, they seem to have some intention of casting the game, so we're going to roll with it for the time being. It will be ZSMJ versus FY, VG Gaming bloodbath here. ZSMJ on the Treant Protector, FY on the Shadow Fiend to start this one off. It's a 1v1 tournament. Quickly, the rules, they're very similar to a Fistful of Tangos as far as the actual within the game rules. Their drafting rules are slightly different, but no bottle crowing, no soul rain, no jungle, no usage of jungle creeps of any kind. Oh god, I can't remember if runes are actually allowed. Someone in the chat will probably correct me as far as the runes, or can look them up, because I don't have the rules handy, but I think the runes are banned. I'm not 100% sure, but it'll be FY on the dire side as the Shadow Fiend versus ZSMJ as the Treant Protector. This has all the makings of a very boring 1v1 matchup. I'm LD, and Merlini is about to join me here. He's just put on his headset now. ZSMJ on the Radiant side as the Treant, and FY off the bat getting the slightly better creep block as the dire Shadow Fiend. So Merlini...
Is this not a mirror match?
It's not a Shadow Fiend versus Shadow Fiend match. It looks like they must have changed the rules, or the rules were mistranslated originally.
Treant only has 88 base damage.
Yeah, no problem. And yet FY is last sitting like a champ.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, he gets a deny. I feel like that should never happen.
Well,
this is an awful matchup, because even if Tree wins, it's going to take him forever to win.
Yeah.
That hero just like does not belong in 1v1.
Well, Shadow Fiend going for a Wraith Band first build, I think this is correct build to go. You need as much damage as possible early in the game.
And you're up against the tree, you're not really going to get harassed.
Right.
So, obviously creep block's important, and it's helped FY get quite a few last hits, but overall, what are some of the things to keep in mind when you look at this matchup?
Are there runes allowed?
I believe no runes allowed. I haven't had a chance to look at the chat yet.
Well, the problem is that Treant almost has like 0 kill potential on Shadow Fiend. Which
no runes, no Bottle Crow, no Soul Ring, no jungle, no blocking or changing the route of creeps with hero abilities, so you can't fissure block them. But
yeah, I think that like the problem with Treant is like if you try and right click them with tree armor on, the creeps will focus you and then you will lose your Treant charges and then it's pretty much negated. But if you just play passively and try and get last hits, then the creeps won't attack you, but you won't be able to put out any pressure on the Shadow Fiend. So your best bet is to just get a lot of last hits early, but looks like Shadow Fiend's already doing pretty well, and once the base damage equalizes a little bit with Necromastery, then...
Wow. He's going in. That Living Armor does do a lot of work. FY will be zoned out a bit.
He actually went stats instead of Leech Seed, too.
Here's my question, is how are you actually going to kill Shadow Fiend? I guess maybe if you get phase boots and you can just run them down or something like that, but your ult does no damage.
Yeah, it's still
you can't really push
difficult
against Shadow Fiend. He'll just nuke the wave down.
You have to get like a really nice timing too. You like use Living Armor, wait till it's like 5 seconds left, then start right-clicking him, and then once all of them run off, you can Living Armor and attack him again. But even then, it's just all right clicks. Maybe like a Mask of Madness. I don't know.
That's what I'm thinking. Is like he needs some mass move speed items. He's not going to win by pushing. I just don't see how Tree can push Shadow Fiend. Even if Shadow Fiend is to walk home to heal up and get mana, I mean, he'll come right back.
Now the base damage is equalizing a little bit. We see 81 damage on the Shadow Fiend as opposed to 105. So the difference is only 24 as opposed to like 41 before. And ZSMJ playing very aggressively on FY, but he needs boost in order to do something. But looks like actually ZSMJ is going for a Ring of Basilius build, turning it on, so he's going to try and siege the tower as much as possible. Shadow Fiend actually needs regen if he wants to counter this. Usually you just get a bottle and then Rune Whore, but with you not being able to Bottle Crow in this, he might have to search for other options.
Do you go like Soul Ring here maybe?
Isn't Soul Ring banned?
Oh yeah, that's right. Soul
Ring's banned. You probably should just get an Aquila, and he needs boots as well. I'd probably just go Aquila and Tranquil Boots. Tranquil Boots is pretty good in this sort of matchup. Treant's not going to be able to take it off, and you need a lot of regen, because if you leave the lane, you're probably going to lose the tower just because he's going to cast Living Armor on the Treant, and you're not going to be able to do anything about it. So you need to be
He's doing it now.
Yeah, you need to be able to stay in lane as long as possible. Maybe even a Helma Dominator later. But all you need to do is just sit in lane, farm up, because Shadow Fiend scales way better with items, and he's range as opposed to Treant, who can't really do anything from more than 200 range away.
3 healing salves. Wow. You are allowed to get as many consumables, regular consumables, as you'd like. Still nothing being spent by FY here in the lane. I mean, what else could he be going for? We can actually keep the shop open since this is a matchup where it's unlikely we'll see any kills anytime soon. Is there anything? Not sure. Almost any starting item that you normally would want, you could buy a component for it now.
Yeah, the one thing about Treant Protector is he's actually not good versus the push, so you can ever build up the wave like he is now, then you can get a little bit of breathing room. It actually looks like he's going to go heal right now and get some mana. I think that's actually pretty good move just because Treant Protector can't push fast unless he has a big wave and you have to like auto attack it down, wait for it to build up. It's very predictable as to when Treant Protector is going to push, and you can abuse the fact that he has almost no AoE. Well, actually no AoE.
Yeah.
Actually, he has one level of Leech Seed now.
Yeah, one level of Leech Seed ain't really going to push the wave against triple Shadow Raises. Speaking of which, I mean, this is where Shadow Fiend starts to get scary, right? When he hits that level 5 to 7 mark.
Yeah.
His nukes really bring down waves fast. He has gone for the Aquila.
Yeah, you need the Aquila versus lane. You need to push your lane out just because it's most likely just going to be a war of attrition. And both heroes are going to get a fair amount of last hits, but you just need to be able to get the tower and force people out of lane, whether it means they have to tank the creeps or whether it means by Shadow Fiend constantly harassing the Treant Protector. This is just a very strange matchup overall.
Yeah, I've never seen a Treant in a 1v1 match before. I mean, I've seen Treants go mid, but not in a 1v1 tournament. It's such an odd hero. I feel like this hero has almost no way to win. Like, it's hard for him to push against most. It's hard for him. Maybe he can do it very slowly, but he's finding kills will be difficult, even though he's level 6.
Yeah, the raise is going to do a lot of damage soon. Even with living armor, I think it'll still do like upwards of 200 damage per raise. And if he gets triple raise, I think he's going to probably die.
Someone in the chat just said this is more active than the average LGD China game. I don't know about that. I mean, they might be a passive team, but let's be real now. So far, I think the Shadow Fiend is acquitting himself rather well. Especially in the early levels, 22 and 7. Now that he's got raises, he could be farming creeps anyway just by nuking them. But he's mostly been last hitting and doing a pretty good job of keeping up with Treant, who starts with what, nearly double his base damage?
Yeah, he only has 682 HP, so he has to be really, really careful about how he progresses in the next. I thought he was about to overgrowth there, but if he gets a phase boost, I think that Treant Protector may be able to catch FY out of.
You know, I feel like you maybe should just throw an Overgrowth out there and harass him. You have a Reign of Basilius. Overgrowth doesn't have a long cooldown like it used to, 70 seconds, and just harass him a bit. Is it really worth sitting on it? Like, it doesn't seem to me that FY is going to just tower dive you. He's going to sit about where he is.
Yeah.
Well,
there
you go.
Playing aggressively.
There you go. I thought he's going to Overgrowth and he living armors himself.
FY just needs to stay at maximum HP as much as possible, whether it means getting Triangle Boots or getting Helm with Iron Will into Helm with Dominator or just stocking up on Tangos like he is now. He can't get into like the 300 HP, 400 HP range down a right click because then he'll just die to Overgrowth Leech Seed combo.
ZSMJ is doing as good of a job as I think you could at zoning him out. Like, he runs past the creep wave trying to limit FY from getting a range for last hits. If FY goes for the last hits, he takes some damage from auto attacks. Yet still, he's 29 and 10, 31 and 10 now, really catching up with ZSMJ.
Yep, and he has 850 gold. I'm curious to see what he's going to go. I would suspect phase boost. Power Tread is not really that useful because you're not getting that many attacks off because...
Yeah, and as long as you stay away from Tree, you can't lose. He'll never push on you. He can't kill you unless he's on top of you.
He can't play greedy either. Treant Protector... I mean, this is probably going to be a very long matchup. I mean, War of Attrition, though, if you can get damage on the tower, you could maybe just, like, backdoor it with Living Armor. I don't know.
I thought this was a troll when I saw the Treant. Because they said it was...
there he goes.
Oh, really? Can he do it? Overgrowth not being used yet, just a little harassment. See, I don't know why ZSMJ wasn't doing this sooner. Like, you could whittle him down a bit.
Yeah, he needs a little bit more mana. He actually turned off his Basilius, which is quite surprising considering the wave is like almost always at his tower now. And there is the phase boots. He does need this in order to put more pressure on the Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend is kind of forced to get phase boots himself in this sort of situation.
Problem is FY, he's got the gold for it now as well. So you have phase boots, but so does Shadow Fiend. Touche.
Well, he's going back home again, but
if he wants to.
Notice he always pushes it back to the tower. ZSMJ forced the last hit creeps that tower. Can't take advantage of when Shadow Fiend is out of lane.
This reminds me of League of Legends a lot. Because you can just, you have like a free TP home, so you always push the lane, then use your free TP, go back to base, walk out to the lane again.
So he'll go phase boost too. It's pretty much just a reactionary thing. If Treant goes phase boost, you have to go phase boost so he can't chase you down. If he goes Basilius, you kind of have to go Basilius too so that your lane doesn't get pushed out.
Someone in chat is asking, why doesn't Treant have an Oov? Would an Uv make a difference here?
Oof wouldn't be that bad. It's
I mean, at this point, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, maybe if you like rushed for the phase boost earlier before FY had the gold for it, the Basilius is like okay, but he's almost at full mana all the time anyways. Maybe if he spent that into an Uv and an earlier phase boost, he could put a lot of pressure on FY. I feel like the later the game goes, the more Shadow Fiend is going to get ahead, just because Requiem is way better than Overgrowth, and Leech Seed doesn't scale that well, and he's going to have level 4 Necromastery with plus 105 damage like he does right now.
Yeah, now FY's starting to zone the tree. That's a problem. He's also not using Living Armor constantly, which he should be using it every time it's off cooldown. No reason not to. We'll throw out a Leech Seed here. Is he going in? ZSMJ may have decided this is his time. He could go for the Courier. He ignores it. He wants FY. He'll Overgrowth him now. The Leech Seed's cooling down. Can he get the first blood? FY phasing away, giving chase to ZSMJ. He is tanky. He's a tanky one, but FY tangoes through. ZSMJ still has the scent. Can FY escape? Phasing again. Both heroes are now running back in. This could be it. Where's the Leech Seed? Not coming yet. Still not coming. Well, now he might die. This could be our first blood going the other way. Run, little tree. Run for all you're worth. He'll pop the Living Armor.
And if Shadow Fiend didn't have phase boost there, he was almost certainly dead. So good pickup by him.
Imagine if Overgrowth did damage.
Yeah, wow.
Would have been first blood.
ZSM, that guy is so tanky. He tanked like tower for like 10 seconds, tanked like a full creep wave, tanked a lot of right clicks, tanked some tower hits. I mean, this is ridiculous.
I thought he was going to throw... He didn't even go for the secondary Leech Seed there. I guess maybe it wouldn't have done enough.
Yeah, I mean, it would have helped, for sure.
And in the end, he ends up backing off. So I got to say a big advantage to FY off of that because he is able to freely farm. Now he's up to 700 gold. He's got max souls, and now he can start to push.
Yeah, that's really important in this matchup. As long as you can keep up pressure on the tower, ZSMJ can't really do that much. You can't play aggressively because the creeps will tick Living Armor off, and you just can't leave the lane.
See, Living Armor is not a good spell. Tree is totally balanced.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
this game proves it. Ice Frog, please buff Tree.
Okay, he just bought a next item. Let's see what it is. Looks like it is a Bracer. And
on the Shadow Fiend?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Bracer just because it doesn't really do that much. You have a lot of HP, but you shouldn't be that low on HP to begin with. And I would prefer some sort of region just to keep yourself topped off.
How about a Mom? Mask of Madness.
Mom is not bad either. You just have to wait for after the Overgrowth or you're probably going to die. Drums isn't bad, I suppose, either. It'll help your creeps, too, if Treant ever leaves the lane.
This feels like an incredibly safe build from FY, like about as defensive as you get. Because all the items are cheap. They all help you stay alive, whether it's the move speed of Phase, the armor, and the ability to push out the wave of the Aquila, or the HP of the Bracer. And it looks like he feels in a war of attrition he'll prevail. And judging by the fact, well, I guess the other thing is, does the tower ever take any damage? Because you can always Living Armor it up. Is this a stalemate?
Eventually it will.
Eventually the Shadow Fiend will hit so hard that Living Armor won't be enough to work through this.
Yeah, I mean, he does 178 damage right now. Tower has 20 armor, which is quite a bit of mitigation, but sooner or later he'll be able to damage it. And he can just double raise if he has enough mana, which he will pretty soon. Looks like aggressively.
He's going in now, wants to make a play. Requiem being channeled. Pump faking, both players are. The Requiem was faked. Look for the raise. FY had the C raise, chose not to throw it. Might have been just short of getting the kill. The C raise, of course, being the long one. And he'll head back to base, so the zoner has become the zoned.
Yep, he has to TP back too, or else that tower will take unnecessary amounts.
Can I just say this is the most boring 1v1 matchup ever concocted? I don't know if these players selected it, if it was given to them. I think that what I read in the rules was they were supposed to have some bans and picks. Who picks Tree? If ZSMJ legitimately picked Tree, shame on you, ZSMJ. Shame on you. Even if you win, don't you feel scummy?
I don't know why he's going for Headdress.
Yeah, what is he? Is he building a mech?
I don't think mech's that useful because that's just one raise for FY.
All the armor won't help you against the nukes either, so you just get the heal.
Well,
what else does he do? Could it be a pipe?
Pipe useless.
Casual Headdress?
Casual Headdress, I guess it's not that bad. 3 HP a second will keep him top off for most part.
You said to me, "Oh, I hope these aren't 30-minute 1v1."
This is gonna be like a 20-minute.
This could be at least 20 minutes.
He starts doing a lot of damage now. Treant actually does not have that much armor. He has 4 armor, and then he has 4 armor plus 3 with Basilius.
Yeah, look at those. See, this is where if he has a Mask of Madness or any sort of, even just a Yasha, a Drums, like you can just run the Treant down. Even if you don't kill him, zone him really out far to the lane. Then he's got to make a trade. Does he living armor his tower while it's taking damage, or does he living armor himself so he can stay in lane?
I would just get an HOD and then just like build up the creep wave, just like steal, I don't know, steal a tree or two, or steal a tree and then just like keep right clicking down. You need multiple instances of damage. The problem is Shadow Fiend hits really hard, but he can't pop off the living armor really fast. The only thing that does a lot of instances of damage is Requiem Souls, and with the HOD, I think you can just straight up tank him when he tries to go on you with Leech Seed.
Yeah, this is looking really bad for ZSMJ. He didn't find any kills early. He's now down 27 CS, 11 denies, which aren't as important since they're both pretty much the same level. Well, one level advantage on the Shadow Fiend, but I don't think levels will turn this game around for our tree. Nature's Guise is useless. Leech Seed and his other spells already maxed. More Overgrowth, I think he's just boxed in at this point.
Yep. FY has not had the creep wave on his side of the river for probably the last like 3 or 4 minutes.
And now we'll actually see an engagement. ZSMJ, he might just go in, but he eats a raise to the face. Now he's on the run. Still has access to phase boots. FY, he's doing a nice job of every time he can hit the tree, he hits the tree. Every time he can hit the tower, he hits the tower. He's constantly applying harassment.
Yeah, being really efficient about that. Shadow Fiend 1700 gold. Curious to see what he's going to go next. Lifesteal will be great. Drums is not bad.
There's your Manta. Overgrowth as well. Could this possibly be a kill? There's your Requiem. FY is going for it. Does good damage. Doesn't find the kill yet. ZSMJ forced to back off. Even when they both pop their ults, unload their nukes, they just end up backing off.
Yeah, the problem with this is, like, after Overgrowth, FY can just run away. How are you going to catch him? Leech Seed doesn't really slow you by that much, and even so, you only get, like, 1, maybe 2 right clicks in between. And he's at, like, 200 HP, but he doesn't even care.
He has 10 stick charges. He's not even bothering to use them. I mean, I think he should. You know, drop the Aquila, drop the Bracer, pop your magic stick, but he doesn't need to. There's no Overgrowth. There's no way for this tree to kill him.
So he's bringing himself a salve, still around 2,000 gold in his bank.
Interesting. Well, maybe trying for it. There's your Leech Seed. There's a healing salve. There are stick charges. This could be a big bait. Well, he'll pop the healing salve. Again, I would like to see him drop his items and be as efficient as possible, but that's just me nitpicking.
And another living armor goes on the tower. ZSMJ is actually forced to go heal right now. Glyph is up, but that tower is going to take a lot of damage.
Yeah, he's out of mana. And this will be a few rounds of living armor to heal it all the way back up.
Yeah, and he can just double raise the next wave and continue to push, but ZSMJ should be TPing back very soon to protect this tower. This tower is like almost at half HP now.
FY still putting the pressure on. Slowly but surely, 17 minutes in. It's your first 1v1 match of the day, guys. It's a best of 3 between these two players. And right now, FY looking pretty good. I would say he got the easier side of the matchup.
ZSMJ is forced to spend all his gold on flasks, too. He hasn't had any item progression in like the last 5 minutes. Meanwhile, FY has sitting on 2,100 gold.
Yasha?
Oh, he has root up.
Oh, this could be trouble if FY is overextended a bit. Still chasing ZSMJ. Oh, he thinks about it. That was close. If he got a root there, I think that would have been a kill.
Yep, another flask for FY being at that. He just needs to stay above like 500 HP and he'll be okay. And he's doing a very good job of doing that, constantly faring over. Salves.
There's your Overgrowth, but it's going to be a fight under the tower. Requiem unloaded. Remember, there's still 10 stick charges on FY, and ZSMJ will be driven back, herded like cattle. Now the chase. FY still holding onto the stick charges. The raise is there. He needed one more hit.
28 HP.
And then a raise. One more hit and then a raise would have been the first blood.
Well, he should double raise this, try and get as much damage on the tower as possible while he's healing. I don't even know if he has TP up off cooldown. He probably should, though. But this is a lot of creeps. Living armor is not going to stand
And the catapult.
Long. Yeah, there's the glyph. I would pop the glyph right now if I were ZSMJ, because this tower is in deep, deep trouble.
Yeah, if you give up one tower, I mean, at that point, that's so much gold. I actually don't know how it works in the 1v1 mid mode as far as if you get the full tower
is it not
gold.
First tower is
it's first 2 towers or first 2 or 3 kills, I want to say, but you can forfeit out. I think generally players will. On the run. Oh no, this could go the other way. FY still running, juking, but he almost ran back. This could actually go the other way. ZSMJ giving chase. One more club.
Oh,
will he get it? He gets juked. He gets fucked.
Oh.
He gets the first blood. ZSMJ, he had no business in the world finding that kill. And now a buyback from FY. Held on to 2,400 gold.
Yeah, being a little bit stingy with that.
Could have spent the gold. Could have not played so aggressively. How in the world does a Shadow Fiend get first blooded at 19 minutes in? Great play by ZSMJ, sure, but come on now. That shouldn't happen.
That should not happen at all.
Tree is broken. I stayed corrected. Living armor too good. It wasn't at all the fact that FY stuck around virtually no HP. Still, he's not out of this game. If he just plays safe and goes back to pushing, I think he'll still win.
Yep. Yep.
Yep. So, any other items that they could go for? It is going to be a mech, by the way.
Yeah, this is going to be a mech by him. I don't know. This is just a strange matchup.
I guess if FY wants to play the way he's been playing, which is a little bit overzealous and somewhat cocky, then mech could make a difference. Also, by the way, there is no glyph now. I do love ZSMJ just bulldozing past the creep wave, saying, "Get off my tower." FY could go for a raise here. He's looking for the angle. He'll find it now. Tower being healed up slowly but surely. This is where, I mean, any sort of item that either helps you sustain or helps you push. Be it, I don't know, a Necro Book, a Manta Style to get out of Overgrowth. He had the Yasha Gold. Wouldn't be a bad pickup.
Yeah.
You mentioned Helmet of the Dominator.
HOD is ridiculous just because a lot of damage is from right clicks. That armor really helps. And
he wanted to go check the rune. Then he remembered he's not allowed to, and he comes back mid. He's getting a little, I think he's getting a little antsy now. 20 minutes in.
He can't really do anything in between the creep waves. But
also, spend your gold. Jesus. What is he saving for?
I have no clue. It's just very strange how FY
I mean, maybe he wants to be...
He was doing so well up until the 15-minute mark, and then he just, like, let his gold accrue, still spending money on, like, ridiculously cheap items like Tango and Salve. I think he probably fared over, like, 4 or 5 Salves and maybe, like, 4 or 5 sets of Tangos as well.
He could have just had an HOD.
Yeah, and then that's all the sustainability you need.
And look at the tower. Back to full HP.
Well, it's first to 2 kills?
I believe it's 3 kills or 2 towers.
Oh my gosh, these 1v1 format rules. I think.
But if you get, I'd say most.
This is gonna be like a 5-hour series if anyone else picks Tree.
I don't know. I'm actually not sure which match this is. Like if this is because they're supposed to start with a 1v1 Shadow Fiend mid, but they started with this. So I don't know if this replaces that. If they flop sides. FY, he does seem a lot less patient than ZSMJ though to me. And that's where you can get into trouble if you're on the tree side.
2,600 gold.
There's your mech.
I'm seeing some people go like Radiance versus Tree to get proc living armor, but
Armlet?
It's an awful choice. Armlet?
It's, I guess he's trolling.
I mean, it's not bad. It gives you regen at least, and you can armor toggle between very long attack animations. But
yeah. It's more. I feel like it's more of a defensive choice though, and I don't feel he has to be defensive. He could just zone. Can he just zone this tree out if he's got some more damage and move speed, or lifesteal for that matter?
Yeah, I think he could. But Armlet will be the choice for.
He'll go for some swagger here. He'll definitely earn some swag. He would have earned a lot more swag points for me if he went for a Dagon though. That's for sure. Dagon E-Blade.
There's the mech.
But there's still 2 raises.
There's nothing he has to worry about right now. What is Tree going to do without any mana? No Overgrowth, no Leech Seeds. Sure, there'll be a living armor because it costs so little mana, but FY now using the Armlet on the tower.
I guess he'll always be at full HP, like you said. It's kind of a nice defensive item, very unlikely to die now, but
yep.
He could have bought the components, too. That's the other strange thing. Helm of Iron Will is a great standalone item. Armor, regen, Tree hits hard physically, and you block that. Well, here we go.
The Armlet siege begins.
Get hyped! Let's go. 23 minutes in. The action's heating up. All right, the action's definitely not heating up.
Wow, this is a huge stalemate.
So what would you do if right now, if you're the Shadow Fiend? Would you just say, I just want this game to end, I'm going for it?
I mean, I would just tank the tower and then just heal it back up. He has, what, 7 HP a second regeneration, so there's 30 seconds in between waves, so that's 210 HP. So that's like, he can go like 5, 6 tower shots and then just try and wear down the tower in between. And sure, he'll have living armor, but I mean, ZSMJ is at the fountain right now. You need to force him out of lane, force a lot of pressure on him, force him to take the creeps instead of.
Oh, here we go. There's your big Requiem. Raise number 1 gets canceled. Will FY look to cast it? Armlet's still off, not toggling just yet. Very underwhelming. Wanted a big play. We're not going to get it. FY's trying to duke it out. I don't know if the Armlet toggles are going to be enough. He's dropping low. He goes back in. He backs out. Actually did have his Armlet on that entire engagement, I believe. Not even bothering to toggle at any point. And he'll push the wave again. Maybe ZSMJ.
Oh, he's going for Blade Mail and Korean Protector. I think that's a very good choice.
That's a very clever choice. I wasn't so sure about the mech, but the Blade Mail seems like a pretty nice way to punish FY.
Yep.
And FY, what will he go for next? Mask of Madness? Wouldn't mind seeing that with this additional HP.
I would say lifesteal almost.
Yeah. Helm of the Dominator, some sort of lifesteal.
It just scales so well. Like the Bracer, it doesn't really scale that much. Strength, whatever. But lifesteal scales as you get more damage, as you get more levels, as you do more damage with minus damage because of the Dark Lord. It can mitigate some of the damage from Blade Mail.
And around we go. FY still trying to find his way into this game. Despite leading 152 to 96, he's the first one to die. He's given up a kill to ZSMJ and allowed ZSMJ to get just a bit closer to taking this first game. It's a best of 3. It's a 1v1 tournament brought to you by Beyond the Summit. The RedBull ECL LAN Finals decided to give you guys a treat. I don't know if this is the treat y'all had in mind, though. I think you had some flashier plays planned. But we'll get those later today, I'm sure. I doubt every matchup will be a Shadow Fiend.
ZSMJ is doing a really good job of redirecting the creeps though, so that the tower does not come under fire. And if FY does decide to go for a tower, he'll just Living Armor. It will take 7 hits for it to take off. But eventually Shadow Fiend will do enough damage so that Living Armor is not that big of a deal.
There's your mask, Morbid Mask. At long last, he's got the lifesteal.
Yeah, this is long overdue.
Medallion. Interesting. Shadow Fiend doesn't have the best armor for an agility hero,
Yeah,
but he's got the Armlet,
so. And if he goes HOD, that's another 5 armor, so it's...
Yeah.
He's
just trying to find these kind of like cheap little items.
Yeah, I thought he was going Blade Mail, and it would be nice for the Requiem, but he is not. And now, FY he can do the Armlet toggle in between the creep waves and take even more hits from the tower because he has a lifesteal.
He's not really using... when he's hitting the tower, I feel he should really be turning on the Armlet a little bit, but you get some extra damage that way. But not choosing to.
He is doing a lot of damage to this tower. He should hopefully fall
There's
asleep.
no glyph. We've got a few minutes to go. That could be trouble.
clicking
I think this next wave, he might be able to bring it down extremely low, and ZSMJ, knowing that, is going to get more aggressive here. Tries to drive him back.
He doesn't have Living Armor on. I think he should have just exchanged right clicks there. You could just put Living Armor on the tower.
Still, just trading blows.
And Medallion, not that important either, just because in a one-on-one situation, Medallion's not that useful.
Yeah, it's more of a team item, that's very true, where you make your teammates and your creeps all hit harder.
Yeah, he's almost at full HP now. This Armlet use, he's pretty much just using it like, pretty much like a Treads, I'd say. He's just using it for the attack speed and the damage. He's not really using it for the active component, which is a waste of the recipe.
Yeah, the active component's really nice, though. I mean, it can be used as a surprise factor, but ZSMJ knows that he has an Armlet in his inventory. He knows that he has that HP pocket up his sleeve. We'll have an initiation now by the tree, but he is quickly swatted away. Tree's starting to feel like one of those nippy little dogs at the heels of Shadow Fiend. Level 15 for FY, leading by 6 DCS. Tower in a lot of trouble. There's no glyph available. Once this first tower falls, that's going to be some decent gold into FY's pockets. He'll be 1 tower away from taking this series, and now it seems he'll get the tower denied. Well played, but a denied tower still counts.
Yeah, the
towards your total
momentum's still heavily in favor of FY. All he needs to do is just keep pushing, keep up the pressure on the tree and protector. Eventually, like the 15-second cooldown on Living Armor is just going to be too much to protect the tower with, and this tower is going to come under a lot of fire as well. 46 seconds left on that glyph.
FY still chipping on it, and now he's got a bigger creep wave too as the game drags on.
I would like to see him stand over here and just redirect the creep wave so that his creeps can constantly hit the tower. And if he Living Armors himself, he just gets free shots at the tower with the Armlet. And he's finally using his Armlet a little bit.
Oh, he's going to have a man fight here. Channeling the Requiem, unwinds it, unloads. He's still got the Armlet, 10 stick charges as well. Trying to duke it out with ZSMJ, who brings him low. Leech Seeds again, now gives chase, but this could be trouble. There's your Armlet toggle. Now FY's unleashed it. Get out of here. Get out of here, ZSMJ. Who's your daddy? FY's your daddy.
Spend your gold, FY, 2,500.
Yeah, he's got a... Has he been watching too much Mushi lately?
I have no idea.
I think FY is a big Mushi fan. Speaking of Mushi, guys, we will get to see him play CTY later today. That's our third of 4 1v1 matches. That's the one that I personally am most excited for.
ZSMJ forced to go back to the fountain again, and this lifesteal is really paying off for him. He doesn't need to go heal that often. He heals so much off right-clicking these creeps.
For a wraparound here.
Oh, wait. ZSMJ is not healing. He's sticking around with like 600 HP and like half mana.
Very strange. He feels if he walks... Maybe he wants to mech the creep wave, but... Well,
he's going to have to go home to heal sooner or later.
He might even die. FY chasing him, driving him off with the raises, can't kill him. And now,
gets more free shots
now there's another glyph. So it might be another 10 minutes to take this tower down. Oh, maybe
Should be over,
5
I
to
think
8.
with FY can probably siege us down within the next 3 minutes. Yeah, I would just advocate sweeping around, taking the creeps over here, and then just letting the creeps beat away at the tower.
He'll still continue to chip away. He's got 10 stick charges, 3k gold to the 640 gold. There's a 3.4k gold deficit. I feel like FY should be having an easier time, and the gold deficit doesn't help you if you don't spend it.
Yeah, it most certainly does not.
And in fact, he's getting clobbered a bit. There is an overgrowth available, but of course with Armlet toggling.
FY could just be really saving by a TB score. Overgrowth TB score, no big deal. And he seems to like playing it safe with this Armlet build, with saving his 10 magic stick charges.
Then he also likes a little bit of danger in his life.
It's a little strange.
He's bipolar. That's what he is.
Well, 3,100 gold to FY's name.
Who knew playing a 1v1 was like going to a psychiatrist's office? Apparently not us, but we found it out. Now, what? I am so tempted to just start riffing on him right now, but we'll restrain it. 3.3k gold for FY. We'll continue to work on
trying to beat him in style. This is not stylish. It is not stylish.
This is grindy as hell. Maybe he likes MMOs. World of Warcraft player right here. Well, Ben, 200 CS, 30 minutes in. Can't deny FY is a pretty good farmer. If he's allowed to. He's a support player. So give him credit for that. Our support showing that they are not only supports here. VSMJ about to get out-carried by his support.
I don't think that Shadow Fiend really needs to raise out the creep waves too, because then he misses out on potential lifesteal. If there's a certain reason to do it, then sure, but if it's just like a random creep wave, there's no particularly good reason to do it. Now that Living Armor's on himself instead of the tower, he gets a few cheap shots at the tower, but
does the SMJ really think he can do this? He's got Overgrowth, he does have Mac, but remember, there's a Requiem, there's 10 stick charges, duking it out, the Overgrowth thrown out, another raise, and yeah, he's got to run right now. Had the C raise, wouldn't have been quite enough for a kill. Now I'll go back and work on the tower. Tower dropping pretty quickly, Glyph is available. He'll be just deployed now on the high ground, lurking the SMJ. He'll come back in, he's dropping low, he could end up going down, he will go down.
He has to buy back, or that tower's going to fall.
GG.
Does he have enough for buyback? He does not have buyback.
Well, he has been beat. He held on for a while. But
yeah,
you have to win the laning stage.
Shadow Fiend just wins so badly, like past the 10-minute mark, that even though FY messed up terribly by dying the first time, ZSMJ just can't come back if the game goes longer than 10 minutes, and that really has to do with the format. Because First Blood, ZSMJ would have had that, but
absolutely
different format. First the two towers, the range creep with a range hero with a more damage usually just wins in the end. Well, that was quite the matchup. I hope in future tournaments somebody bans out Tree from being picked, because that was just a war of attrition. Long war of attrition.
All right, guys, on that note, we're going to take a very quick break here. When we come back, though, we'll be live with game number 2. It'll be ZSMJ versus FY. I think they'll be switching positions and playing the same matchup again. But not 100% sure. We will find out soon. I'm LD. He's Merlini. We'll be right back.